Okay, so Mahesh Jethmalani represents the BJP. Pavan Verma is the JDU perspective. He's cultural advisor to Nitish Kumar. Gaurav Bhatia of the Samajwadi Party, the party which is preparing to send its leaders on a junket all over the world, on a globetrotting junket while people suffer in Muzaffarnagar. Sudhindra Bhadoria of the BSP. Sanjay Jha is stuck in a traffic jam. We're going to get him on the phone because we can't hold back the debate. So just first to Mahesh Jethmalani, you know, it must be terrible for you, but you will have to concede that Rahul Gandhi was completely right when Rahul Gandhi said, Mahesh Jethmalani, that, you know, he had been told and tipped off about certain, you know, people wanting to take advantage of the Muzaffarnagar riots, and he said that an intelligence officer came to his room and told him that the ISI were talking to certain people who were killed, whose relatives were killed in the Muzaffarnagar riots. Everyone, including your party and your party's Prime Ministerial candidate Narendra Modi, were mocking Rahul Gandhi. Who will you mock tonight, Mr. Jethmalani, now that Rahul Gandhi has been proven correct?
I will continue to mock Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party because, Arnab, I'll come to the particular incident about Rahul Gandhi being informed by an intelligence agency a little later, because according to me, that's a relatively trivial matter. The real meat of the matter over here is the fact that you have terrorists awash in this country. You have two people in a seminary, two clerics who are Lashkar contacts in Mewat in Haryana, who are being used and freely talking to a high-ranking Lashkar operative in Pakistan, one Javed Baluchi, and you have an absconding old hand, your leaked reports say, one Abdul Subhan, who is now absconding.
Mr. Jethmalani, Narendra Modi attacked Rahul Gandhi, and Narendra Modi dared Rahul Gandhi to reveal the identity of such persons, or Narendra Modi said, apologize publicly for levelling serious allegations and defaming the entire community.
Now let me come to that part. The more serious part, Arnab, which you will have to admit, is the fact that this country is awash with LET operatives all over, from Haryana to Muzaffarnagar to Bombay to Bangalore to Hyderabad. But that's not the important point. Now you want to trivialize the political debate. Let me tell you something. The arrest of these people,
I'm not trivializing it. In fact, I think that you were trivializing it when you sought to score political points over it.
No, I'm not. I'm not scoring political points. You are now enticing me to a political debate. Since you want that suggestion,
of course it's a political debate because you were taking political brownie points.
Now let me, alright, it's not a political brownie point.
Wasn't the BJP,
Arnab, you're being tendencies.
Pavan Verma, wasn't the BJP taking political brownie points of Rahul Gandhi's
You're being tendencies as always. Now let me respond to you. If you want to have a monologue of your own,
there's no doubt, Arnab, if Mahesh will allow.
Please bear with me.
There's no doubt, Arnab.
Mr. Jethmalani, Pavan Verma. Yeah.
There's no doubt, Arnab,
let me just quickly reply to the Rahul Gandhi point. The present arrests have nothing to do with anything that Rahul Gandhi was told.
Mahesh, allow someone to
speak. The present arrests have nothing to do.
Pavan, Mr. Jethmalani, let there be another point. You know, Mr. Jethmalani, Mr. Pavan Verma is replying to you, and please don't tell me about politicization. All BJP leaders went all guns blazing about Rahul Gandhi's statement, and if you challenge me, I will read out each and every one of the comments made by BJP
leaders at that point of time. In any case, Pavan Verma is rebutting you. But then don't have a monologue and let me respond.
I want to make 3 or 4 points, Arnab.
Pavan Verma.
3 or 4 points I want to make. Firstly, national security is paramount and it should not become hostage to partisan political interests. Secondly, unsubstantiated allegations and innuendos do more harm than good. They need to be investigated. If we have a case here at a preliminary investigative level, it should be investigated, and if found true, action should be taken immediately, because I said national security is paramount. But I want to make 2 residual points very quickly, Arnab. One is, there is a tendency to use every such incident by certain elements in a particular party to tarnish an entire community. We should be vigilant about that.
Come on, Pavan Verma, don't speak in circles. Which party?
I am giving you...
Name the party.
And Arnab, I want to say one last point, because I know you have other panelists. I have done quite a bit of work on security. and what holistic security is. Let me make the short point here that a communal breach, a communal riot is the first breach in national security, because outside powers will fish in troubled waters.
But who do you blame, Rahul Gandhi or Narendra Modi? Pavan Verma, come on. Who do you blame?
No, I will. Let me answer you frankly. I think if Mr. Rahul Gandhi made the comment based on information which he had not substantiated or not having provided enough proof, it did more damage than good. And if Mr. Narendra Modi used that allegation in order to merely score brownie points against Rahul Gandhi, it's rank opportunism of a partisan nature. Yeah, national security is more important than this. And that is why I'm saying first we have to investigate this.
Well, nobody investigated it. Everyone scored political brownie points on it. Shahnawaz Hussain of the BJP spoke on it. Yashwant Sinha of the BJP spoke on it. Prakash Javadekar of the BJP spoke on it. Ravi Shankar Prasad of the BJP spoke on it. And the party's prime ministerial candidate Narendra Modi, in fact, went on to claim that a Rajasthan police officer who wanted to contest elections had given Rahul Gandhi information on the ISI contacting Muslim youth victims of the Muzaffarnagar riots. And yet, despite this, Mahesh Jethmalani refuses to admit that his party was equally complicit in politicizing this entire matter, if not more. Sanjay Jha joins us on the phone now. Sanjay?
Yeah, hi, I can hear you, Arnab.
Thank you. So, Sanjay Jha, please tell me, why did Rahul Gandhi compromise an intelligence operation by publicly revealing information of an operation that was underway? Because, you know, after today's press conference, Rahul Gandhi can be accused of compromising an intelligence operation by publicly revealing information while it was underway. I think it's a grievous mistake for somebody who is, I think, going to be a prime ministerial aspirant.
Arnab, I thought, the perspective that Mr. Gandhi was actually trying to do was to convey a message which was very serious and grave, which was that the Muzaffarnagar riots, once again, were not riots that had just happened spontaneously and had taken on a complexion of its own. In fact, much earlier, going back to even the Durga Shakti issue where, it happened to do with the breaking of a wall of a religious, community.
Did Rahul Gandhi use information that he was privy to score political points? You just need...
Not at all.
Of course he was. Of course he was.
I'll tell you why. Because what he was saying is, frankly speaking, something that we need to take serious cognizance of. Because I'll tell you what happened in Muzaffarnagar. Everybody knows, and even till today, you can ask this question of Mr. Jethmalani, who I can hear on the panel, that his Prime Minister designate has not spoken a word on the Muzaffarnagar riots, not a single observation.
We are not talking about that. I'm asking you something very serious today, Sanjay Jha. You've not understood the seriousness. You've not understood the seriousness of what we are talking about. You see,
what Mr. Gandhi was doing was outlining the risks that we run. Because a cross-border organization, a terrorist organization, can take advantage of disgruntled and disaffected elements.
Mr. Jha, Digvijay Singh says Rahul Gandhi should be given credit for his statement because, he has been proven correct. I am asking you today, in fact, let me get Gaurav Bhatia into this. Gaurav, isn't a bigger question that if this was a classified intelligence information, how did Rahul Gandhi have access to this information? Was Rahul Gandhi getting access through the minister? Yeah, okay, Gaurav.
Yeah, I think you've been totally on the point that this classified intelligence information, which is very sensitive in nature, should have been first passed on to the state government to ensure that, these persons can be nabbed, or, there should have been support from the central government to ensure that such people don't come near this region or in the country. This wasn't done, and I don't know under what capacity Mr. Rahul Gandhi was provided this information. And after 3 months now, there is a hurried press conference by the Delhi Police Department where they themselves say that since the investigation is on and at a nascent stage, we would not like to divulge the details. And they shared the very same information with Mr. Rahul Gandhi. After that, the Home Department contradicted what the Delhi Police Department had said. So this raises a serious question of national security. of sharing sensitive information.
Has Rahul Gandhi breached Sanjay Jha?
It was a serious analysis.
Very serious. Sudhindra Bhadoria also wants to come in. There are two questions here. One is of illegality and one is of immaturity. The illegality is how does a vice president of a national political party, how does he get the information? Right? Digvijay Singh says his information was correct. No, 1 second. Digvijay Singh says the information is correct. So she's proven right. I'm asking, how did he get the information? B, immaturity. You get the information and then you reveal it. You reveal it because you want to score political brownie points. So the second question is that of immaturity. So Rahul Gandhi, instead of being credited, really needs to answer many questions tonight. Sudhindra Bhadoria, what's your point to Sanjay Jha?
See, the issue is not what Rahul Gandhi has done, but the issue is that it requires a serious, in-depth analysis. The LET people who are moving into Muzaffarnagar are because his conditions have been created in Muzaffarnagar, and it is not only Rahul Gandhi. Much before that, the Home Minister of this country, Mr. Sushil Shinde, had warned the Uttar Pradesh government 6 months back that things are brewing up in Uttar Pradesh.
Why are you defending Rahul Gandhi, Mr. Sudhindra Bhadoria? Is it because you are
divert from the main topic?
Why are you supporting Rahul Gandhi? Why are you trying to change the subject of the debate?
No, let me put the whole issue.
No, 1 second. You are trying to support Rahul Gandhi. You are trying to support Rahul Gandhi because you have a upcoming alliance with Rahul Gandhi in the next general election.
No, please.
Gaurav Bhatia is responding. Gaurav Bhatia. Gaurav Bhatia.
I think it is again cheap politics to which Mr. Bhadoria is resorting. This issue pertains to national security and the intelligence agency is supposed to share this information with the state government, which it did not do. So I think the Congress should answer today that if they have sensitive information and they can share it with Mr. Rahul Gandhi, why can't they share it with the state government?
Mr. Bhadoria,
you can continue.
Mr. Bhadoria, sometimes rise beyond your petty. Sometimes rise beyond your petty state level politics, please. Do you understand how serious the issue is, Mr. Bhadoria?
Tell me something.
Mr. Bhadoria, Mr. Bhadoria, do you understand how serious the issue is?
Tell me
Mr. Bhadoria, do you understand how serious the issue is?
Can you answer
we are not talking about hearsay. Mr. Bhadoria, 1 minute.
Yeah,
Mr. Bhadoria, the Delhi police reports to the Ministry of Home Affairs. The Ministry of Home Affairs reports to the Prime Minister. If the Prime Minister is getting the briefings, we can understand, right? But even then the Prime Minister cannot reveal it. How on earth can Rahul Gandhi get the briefings? Is the Delhi police reporting to Rahul Gandhi or to the Prime Minister? That's all I'm asking. And I'm shocked, Mr. Bhadoria, that because of your petty political rivalry, you're avoiding that point.
Today the Lashkar-e-Toiba is there in Uttar Pradesh, and we need to take this very seriously, and we have to take cognizance of this. And if we are not going to do this, we are going to push it under the carpet, then we are not doing justice with the security of the country.
Government should have got this information. The only point that I want to ask, the central government should have first shared it with the state government and should have asked for their cooperation, and they should have worked together. But the unfortunate part is that the central government is not sharing information with the state government, and then they share it with their own vice president, Congress vice president. Under the Official Secret Act, he is not even supposed to have access to such sensitive information.
Sanjay Jha, this question has been asked before. Do you think there should be an investigation into how Rahul Gandhi got this briefing? Mr. Sanjay Jha, do you think there should be an investigation on how Rahul Gandhi got the information? A. B. Do you think there should be action? Mr. Jha, are you there? Are you there, Mr. Jha? Mr. Jha, you've left the debate. Well, we'll try and get him back. I'm surprised. We'll try and, I think we just lost the line out there. You see, Pavan Verma, using a grave security threat to a nation as an opportunity to say Rahul Gandhi was right. What Digvijay Singh is doing today is that he is using this threat and he's saying Rahul Gandhi, who is going to be anointed the prime ministerial candidate of the Congress party, was right when he said the ISI is trying to indoctrinate people in Muzaffarnagar. Digvijay Singh has no answer. Mr. Pavan Verma, when we ask him, You know, why did Rahul Gandhi have the information? Who was Rahul Gandhi being briefed by? Did the Home Minister know who Rahul Gandhi was being briefed by? Did the telepolice talk to Rahul Gandhi? And why did Rahul Gandhi reveal this information?
Arnab, for all I care, let there be an inquiry how Mr. Rahul Gandhi got the information. And I frankly don't care, nor does the nation care, whether merely because Mr. Rahul Gandhi said it, it is important to vindicate it, or this is a vindication or a real threat. The important point is, Arnab, please allow me to make a point which goes beyond procedure. The important point is that if national security is our primary interest, communal riots and war within the nation weaken it. And therefore, we need to take a lesson from this, not in terms of saying that one community is in cahoots with the terrorists from across the border, but to understand that security is weakened. Are we going to be only mesmerized by the procedure? Are we going to just score brownie points against each other, or are we going to understand that parties that have a vested interest in communal division weaken the security of this country?
Which parties, Mr. Jha? You don't have to be suggestive on the Newshour. You don't have to be suggestive on the Newshour, Mr. Jha. Mr. Verma, you know, for the second time you're saying parties. I mean, if you're talking of the BJP, then name the BJP. Then I will tell you what the BJP said then and what the BJP said now. But if you're just being suggestive tonight on the Newshour, I find it intriguing.
Arnab, may I be then equally frank with you what you have said? Muzaffarnagar is a very, very worrying incident, because there has been more than enough evidence of political involvement in finally stoking what started off as a minor incident into a communal riot of this scale, with thousands still living as refugees in their own country. You create a situation which invites those who have a partisan agenda to intervene. This is the real danger to security.
Isn't it ridiculous, Mr. Pavan Verma, that, you know, just because you want to keep your doors open with the Samajwadi Party for a post-general election alliance, regardless of whether you are chalk and cheese, you know, the fact is you are so scared of talking about the cluelessness of Gaurav Bhatia's party's government. You lack the political gumption to take on the Samajwadi Party. You are suggestive about the BJP.
Arnab.
No, you will never say today.
We've said before. My party has said before.
You too, therefore, are using Muzaffarnagar for political purposes.
On behalf of the government, there have been deliberate attempts to stoke religious division. This is very, very dangerous for the country. That's the only point I'm making.
Who is stoking religious division?
Which don't even exist even at the hypothetical level.
Who is stoking religious division? Who is stoking religious division?
Why is it going on?
Are you asking me?
Who is stoking religious division, Mr. Verma? That's to you. Who is stoking religious division?
I am saying, Arnab, and your channel itself has provided evidence of this, that there was political involvement in the scale in which Muzaffarnagar finally emerged as a full-blown
political involvement of which forces? Don't be abstract with me, Mr. Verma.
No, Arnab,
don't be abstract.
You know that there was enough evidence
was held between Mulayam Singh and the Vishwa
You know that it is being investigated.
The ground was already
you know that political parties had a stake in seeing that this violence is not immediately controlled. Now, irrespective of transient partisan interest.
Which political parties? The JDU?
Arnab, I would like to
I'm talking about the JDU.
No, certainly not, because that is not our agenda.
Mr. Arnab Goswami, why should we not...
No, so which political parties? Which political parties, Mr. Verma?
As far as I am concerned, in the Muzaffarnagar riots, I believe the role of the BJP needs to be put under scrutiny.
I'm going.
And where the Samajwadi Party has lapsed, and where the Samajwadi Party has lapsed, let me continue. Where the Samajwadi Party has lapsed in bringing the riot into control, that too needs to be investigated. We cannot confine these issues only to party agendas.
Well, I think what you're basically doing is providing covering fire for Rahul Gandhi, because you want to keep the option of having a alliance with him at some level intact, having burnt your bridges with the BJP. But Mr. Verma, I'll get Mahesh Jethmalani to respond. Mr. Jethmalani, did you hear that? A fairly categorical and straightforward comment there from Pavan Verma that the role of the BJP should be investigated in the case of Muzaffarnagar.
Well, I mean, that's, that's standard rubbish from Mr. Pavan Verma. He comes from a particular position, he's tendentious, he's biased, and he's going to say that. And that's, one always expects that from people who are disenchanted with and have, about to lose their power base in Bihar. He speaks from both bitterness and from political opposition. But let me just say this, Arnab. If you have seen the news reports, and let's get a little serious about this, this is not about Rahul Gandhi's statement and giving him political credit or discredit. Let me just say this. If you've read the interrogation reports of those two clerics, they have clearly stated that as far back as 8 months, well before the riot started, Javed Baluchi, the LET operative from Pakistan, was in touch with these two clerics in Mewat, Haryana, and had told them to recruit people for the purpose of carrying out terrorist attacks. The intended destination of that attack was New Delhi. So for God's sake, this riot was fomented, even before the riot took place, there was an attempt to recruit youth for the purpose of carrying out terrorist activity. This riot was for all purposes fomented by the LET's local representatives, and now the LET finds a fertile breeding ground.
Fomented?
Yes, I'm saying it's fomented because if you look at the history 8 months before, the two clerics had said to the police.
Pavan Verma is saying something to you. Allow the rebut. Pavan Verma, yes.
I wanted to come in.
Arnab, it's very, very dangerous when out of some intelligence you draw an entire framework of what the story actually was to suit your short-term partisan agenda. Now Mr. Jethmalani is saying that the Muzaffarnagar riots were fomented from across the border, and he's further insinuating that the citizens of our country, of a particular community, became puppets in the hands of that, and therefore there was a communal riot. This kind of almost uncivilized argument in a country of our kind is really very threatening.
May I come in, please, Arnab?
It's dangerous.
Well,
Mahesh can become personal in anything
but
he
tell
says.
me something.
But I'm saying,
Mr. Pavan Verma, let me ask you point blank. Mr. Pavan Verma, let me ask you point blank. If you've read the interrogation reports, you will not call me uncivilized. You will probably direct that epithet towards yourself. It is those two, there are two clerics who were recruited. I mean, this is now part of it. We have to face reality. We can't soft pedal these issues and keep having terrorist attacks so that you can get a vote bank in this country, in Bihar. For God's sake, there were clerics, there were two clerics, and they were recruiting people at the instance of Javed Baluchi. That's the interrogation report. You want to ignore it, you do it at your own peril.
Mr. Jethmalani, Gaurav Bhatia wants to come in. Do not, one second, Mr. 1 minute. Do not choose to blindfold yourself to the facts, Mahesh Jethmalani. No, what Mahesh Jethmalani is doing tonight, and both the BJP and the Congress are answerable. The BJP is answerable for the manner in which deliberately it stokes communal passions in Uttar Pradesh. The BJP is answerable for the manner in which it almost rewards people who are under investigation for their role in the riots. And the Congress party vice president must answer who on earth gave him information. Is he the Home Minister of India, Rahul Gandhi, or is Sushil Shinde the Home Minister of India? No, but Gaurav Bhatia, before you come in, I'm coming to you next. I see your hand go up there. Do not forget Mahesh Jethmalani. And do not put a shroud over the fact that minutes before Narendra Modi was to address a rally in Uttar Pradesh, right, at an event, if I am not mistaken, where Amit Shah, the party's leader in Uttar Pradesh, was present, your party rewarded, celebrated and felicitated BJP leaders whose role in the riots in Muzaffarnagar was very much under question. And I want to ask you, Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani, if you have your heart in the right place, and if politics and political compulsions or interests have not clouded your basic sense of humanity, why should any political party wear a badge of honor on its chest that there are some people accused of involvement in the riots who are members of our party? What kind of politics is that, Mahesh
I say it unambiguously that, let me say it unambiguously, that anybody who is involved in stoking fires and is involved in any act of violence, whether in riots or otherwise, deserves to be roundly condemned. I don't think that's the issue today.
But they were celebrated. They were felicitated by your party. And
well,
this is not the
I don't know whether they were felicitated. That's your pejorative term. You tend to be tendencies all the time. So I don't know whether they were felicitated. And if they were felicitated, I'm personally not aware of it.
Of hate comes in. You may not be aware of it, but leaders, Gaurav Bhatia can make you aware of it. Gaurav Bhatia, you can tell Mr. Jethmalani says, I don't know what happened. You can tell him what his party leaders
were doing. But for God's sake, I mean, there are people in the riots who've been let off by the Samajwadi Party. I don't have to be preached to by Gaurav Bhatia.
Mr. Jethmalani, understand that India
I don't have to be preached to by Gaurav Bhatia, for God's sake.
However strong your political compulsion in Uttar Pradesh may be. Yes, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia is rebutting you, Mr. Jethmalani.
No, I just want to say that this was no ordinary rally. Their prime ministerial candidate, Mr. Narendra Modi, was to address. And at that time, the two MLAs whose role is under investigation were felicitated from that very dais. And after that, their alter ego, the RSS, is distributing pamphlets in Muzaffarnagar to ensure that the peace and harmony is not restored. Now, Mr. Jethmalani was saying that there was a report even before the Muzaffarnagar riots. I think then also the central government has failed, because whenever they are in possession of any sensitive information that is about infiltrators or persons entering the country, they should share it with the state government, not with their Congress vice president. The central government is duty bound. First of all, they should have shared it with the Haryana government, and then they should have shared it with the UP government, so that both the governments can work together. This has not happened. So I think the central government is to be blamed for that. And the BJP should also act in a more responsible manner and try and work with the ruling government rather than just blaming the ruling government and not incite communal feelings locally over there. What the BJP leaders are doing in Muzaffarnagar is most unfortunate. I'm sure they can take responsibility for RSS.
That is the real breach of security.
RSS was distributing the pamphlets.
But you know, you talk a development language nationally. In Uttar Pradesh, you are down to polarizing the people of the state. How responsible is that? We will ask. And by the way, Sanjay Jha is joining us in 3 or 4 minutes live. The question is, we will ask him how Rahul Gandhi got the information. But Mahesh Jethmalani, have no doubt about it, that part of the attempt of polarizing the situation in Uttar Pradesh is done by your party, the BJP.
Arnab, you are now going into the anatomy of a riot. You are going into the anatomy of a riot. We are talking about how this entire riot started.
Happened in Bombay, the whole country knows. In 2002, what happened in Gujarat, the whole country knows. What was the aftermath of all this, the whole country knows.
I'll tell you what happened in Gujarat. You want to know what happened in Gujarat? In Gujarat on the 26th of February, there was a pre-planned conspiracy by one Salim Panwala to get RDX Lashkar-e-Toiba the next morning. That's what started. That Salim Panwala absconded to Pakistan the day before the Godhra burning, having pre-planned the collection of RDX and the transportation of it by wheelbarrows to next to Godhra railway station. That's how the riot started. The real perpetrators are in Pakistan. You people forget it, but in your narrow vote bank interest, you forget the real perpetrators and play into Pakistan's hands.
The perpetrators are there, but you create the conditions. You create the conditions. You created the conditions after the demolition of the
I am sorry, Mr. Bhadoria. The riots took place. The riots in Gujarat took place after the Godhra train burning incident, which was a pre-planned conspiracy of Pakistan. Salim Panwala was a Pakistani mastermind who absconded after collecting RDX and sending it to Godhra railway station. That's a judicial verdict which you have not read, and most people have not read. It's about time you realize some truths about Godhra.
Mr. Jethmalani again being selective of facts tonight. Mr. Jethmalani, like a trained criminal lawyer, is being selective on facts tonight. He will not have the courage tonight on the program, and Gaurav Bhatia is rebutting him, to admit that one of the accused in the Akshardham attack reportedly told the police that CDs of the 2002 riots in Gujarat were shown to raise funds for the plan. So please don't tell me this. Riots and terror do go hand in hand.
I am talking about a judicial verdict. You are talking about baseless propaganda. Arnab, you are mouthing, as usual, you are mouthing, you are mouthing unproven. I am going by judicial verdict. There is a full verdict on Godhra. That's the only verdict that's out. There's a full verdict on Modi. Nothing else is established in any court of law. And I refuse to subscribe to the big lie started by the Congress party on Gujarat and now being continued and perpetuated by you.
Do not follow.
After hearing Mr. Jethmalani, one can understand how a genocide occurred under the watch of a BJP leader.
Okay, now you become Mr. Manmohan Singh. Now you become Mr. Manmohan Singh's lackey. We see where you're coming from.
Don't get personal,
after hearing Mr. Jethmalani and his defense of what happened in Gujarat, one can understand the genocide that followed under the watch of their prime ministerial candidate. Because it's the most amazing theory.
My dear fellow Mr. Verma, in Muzaffarnagar, the army came out 48 hours later. There was a flag march much later. In Gujarat, the army came out on practically the same day of the riots. That is history. You distort facts and keep repeating the big lie. And that's how it becomes the truth. But that's not the truth.
Mr. Jethmalani, there is enough evidence, if you will listen with a cool mind, that what happened in Gujarat
the only evidence today that is on record is a judicial verdict which you and the Prime Minister have chosen to ignore. You have no respect for the country's legal processes.
The Gujarat government
on Godhra, it has been
jail.
established that it was not an accident. It was a pre-planned conspiracy fomented from across the border. That established judicial verdict. As far as the riots are concerned, it was not preconceived. There was no genocide on the part of anybody in the administration.
Mr. Gaurav Bhatia is rebutting you. Sanjay Jha joining in the debate. 1 second.
I would just like to ask, Mr. Mahesh Jethmalani is a very senior lawyer and he's just said that he is ignorant about the fact that 2 MLAs were felicitated